we already started. Oh, I'm right on time to watch Taiwan live TV.
Hi everyone, MJ here. We don't usually do this kind of an introduction, but this is not a late night show. And before we get started, I want to thank my sponsor, ivideo.com.tw. We're outside in the park using their amazing battery bank Wi-Fi box. And speaking of battery bank, battery in my phone is really low, and I usually don't have much success having it plugged in with my battery bank. So I'm just going to go ahead and broadcast until it gets critically low. So today, I just want to relax in the park. You know, tomorrow's a big holiday, and I'm kind of taking today off. I haven't been feeling too good lately. I don't know why. I'm probably not getting enough exercise. I'm sitting at my mixing console doing a lot of work, but not getting exercise. So I thought what we would do today is have a few drinks, Asian style. Now the drink in choice is Suntory whiskey. And this, of course, is a very popular, huge brand of whiskey from Japan, and they even own Jim Beam. Actually, the new corporate name of the Jim Beam company is Beam Suntory. A lot of people don't know that. Now, the interesting thing is as you buy Suntory products over the years, you get a lot of perks with them. In other words, they package things together like I must have 20 different kinds of Suntory glasses. And even in Thailand, where I used to hang out, I used to buy Suntory Red, and they even had this really cool carry bag for the bottle, and that's become really useful when traveling for other things. Like, it's perfect for putting like cables and battery banks and stuff like that in it. So but what I got here in Taiwan is a couple of things that I wanted to show you. In Taiwan and, well, in Asia in general, we really like pitchers. We like to put our liquor, instead of pouring it from the bottle, we like to pour it in a pitcher. This is a Suntory branded small liquor pitcher. Hey Gallardo, how you doing? Yeah, actually I had a big breakfast, a late breakfast. I had 4 eggs over easy and a boatload of bacon. Don't even start with me about the cholesterol, because that's a myth. Okay, here we go, the Suntory pitcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this open. Lardo, you're just in time to join me. We're having a highball. It is 20 minutes before 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. And let me just say this. Unemployment does have its advantages. So what I'm going to do is pour some of this in here. Now, the other thing about using the pitcher is you can say, for example, you can say, okay, you know what? This is as much as I'm going to drink. So when this is done, I'm going to quit, which makes it really nice. Although I'll be the first to admit that in Asia, many people don't practice moderation. You've heard me tell stories on late night about how I would go out drinking with guys, and they would continuously try to get me to drink more and more and more, saying that I wasn't drunk yet. They don't understand I didn't want to get drunk, and that I had enough to drink, and they couldn't understand what that meant, that I've had enough to drink. So my hands are all wet. I can't get, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pop it. I can't get the bag of ice open, so I'm going to pop it. There we go. Popped it open. Okay. That was my notifications. Unfortunately, the way things are, I can't turn notifications off, do not disturb, because it mutes audio from any other sources that I might want to play. This is also a gift from Suntory. It is a Suntory highball glass. Now this symbol here, I don't know if you can see this. See that symbol there? That's a symbol that represents the whiskey level. And then this is just a highball symbol on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, obviously, I got to pour the water out of the ice bag because it's melted. I'm going to put some ice in here. So we're going to ice up our glass like so. And I know you really can't see the level, but this is the ice in the glass. I'm going to pour the whiskey in from the pitcher up until it says whiskey level. Now the cool thing is, because there's a lot of ice in it, we really didn't use that much whiskey. So there we go, we're up to our ice level, the manufacturer's recommended level of ice and whiskey level, I meant to say. Now this is CC Lemon. This is by a company called Haysong. And there used to be another product called, without the ampersand, CC Lemon. And CC Lemon went out of production. And this company picked right up on it and went CNC, and I think a lot of people are getting confused. But it is basically a kind of a lemon drink. And originally, the Suntory Highball was supposed to be with CC Lemon. And it reminds me, I was in Kaohsiung at a 7-Eleven and I bought a bottle of Suntory and they gave me a metal highball cup. Really nice, brushed stainless. I don't know where that cup is. I gotta find it. I've got so many things from Suntory that I have actually forgotten what I got. So the rest of this goes right up here, and this is, we're gonna have to give it a little bit of a stir, shaken, not stirred, huh? This is a Suntory Highball in the afternoon. So I want to say hi to everyone on YouTube, Periscope, DLive, Africa TV, and Twitch. Unfortunately, Twitch comments, Africa TV comments are not being captured, but DLive captured the top, and as you saw, Periscope and YouTube will be down here at the bottom. So here's the, it smells great. Here's the highball. Oh, that's fantastic. So refreshing. You know, lemon and lime flavors on a hot day. Wow. That's why the British invented the gin and tonic, you know, to combat malaria in India. And let me tell you, it's nice. Kind of lime flavor. Just what I need on this afternoon. Now I'm here in the park, one of our little mini parks. Years ago, when I was still writing posts on my blog, I can't believe that I have not written a single blog post in 2019, but I've done, you know, dozens and dozens of live streams. But back when I used to blog, I did a series on our little mini parks we have here in Taiwan. I know there's wind, I hope you can hear. And there are a lot of really cute miniature parks. I gotta adjust this a little bit. And they're all over the place. This is one of them. There's some, I guess, Taiwanese guys over here. They're just drinking some beer, you know, looking at their phones. There's some Filipino workers over here that have the day off that are just hanging out. There's a Filipino dorm over here for some of the workers. But now, I can finally go ahead and tell you what I've been working on. Let me put an icon on the screen for you. Okay. Mixed with X32 Reaper Automate. The story is on the website. But some time ago, as everybody knows, I bought a Behringer X32 console because I wanted to mix tracks for my new recordings and be able to do mixes for other people on a real console. And I didn't want to have to buy an API Vision. The Behringer X32 or its corresponding Midas version, the M32, are astonishingly versatile and capable consoles when you consider the money. And they both have 32 channel bidirectional USB capability, so you just hook them right up to your computer and there you go. Now, they have moving faders, and every function is outputted on MIDI and OSC, which is the Open Sound Communication Protocol. And so there is a PhD computer scientist, Dr. Patrick Mallet, who wrote several mostly free mixing tools for the X32. And I contacted him about perhaps writing a little higher level, professional level mixing tool, and he agreed to do it, and we've been working on it together. He's been really patient with me. I mean, the guy, you know, he forgot more than I'll ever know about programming, but virtually every suggestion or idea I came up, he just went with it. It's amazing. And so I even suggested the name, and he said, oh, I like it. It's humble man, but unbelievable at his job. I mean, he, like the proverb says, should station himself before kings. So the name of the program is X32 Reaper Automate. Now Reaper is a DAW, a digital audio workstation, and it's arguably the best one. The reason that the program works with Reaper and the X32 is because Reaper has OSC support. See, the program X32 Reaper Automate works on the OSC protocol. It doesn't work on MIDI notes. So you connect your console through Ethernet to the computer, and then you use USB for the audio unless you're using Dante. And what you've got is a fully configurable, full automation mixing system. And let me tell you something. I've used SSL, MCI, I've used API, Trident, Neve, Soundcraft, Amec. I mean, all these consoles, and all the hundreds and hundreds of recording sessions I've done over 20 years. And I'm used to automation. I'm used to not having automation too. And automation allows you to add that 3 to 5% extra perfection to your mixes that you can't get. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that comment. I'm sorry. I missed it. I was looking off to the distance. I'm sorry. Can you please repeat that? Oh, sorry, I feel like an idiot. Anyway, the website is, let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put it here. No, I can't do it this way. I can do it here, right? Wait a minute, hang on. No, it's not there. Where is it? It's got to be here. It's got to be. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put. Now this is important because I'm okay. It's gonna be x32ram.com. That is the website. Okay. x32ram.com. It's amazing you can do this right on the screen. Now, if you go to the website, you can download an unlicensed version. It's fully functional. You can also download an icon set, and there's a wiki that tells you how to use it and set it up. But if you have an M32 or an X32 or are interested in music production of what you can actually do with one of these consoles, or if you would like me, an old guy from the 80s, to mix your record, that's okay. Thank you, Ken. No, you're not interrupting. You're never interrupting. I'm sorry. I just happen to be looking the wrong direction. If you want an old guy like me to give your song an 80s mix, you can contact me at phoenixmediaforge.com. Yeah, so there it is. And I just wanted to mention this. I can go ahead and put this up out of the way over here and put this up right here, and we can just leave that on for the rest of the stream. Looks like a kid and I guess his mom. So anyway, just enjoying a beautiful afternoon here in Taiwan with some amazing Suntory. For those of you who just joined, we have some Suntory whiskey, some Paisong CNC lemon, and an actual Suntory highball glass, and we are having some highballs in the afternoon, and I really enjoy relaxing like this. Let me see if I can do something, because I'm sitting here. I'm wondering if I can, let me just change the, does that work? Does that work better? Yeah, because that is a, it's like a light background there, so, all right, we're good. Now I gotta check on one thing, sorry about that. Okay, we're holding our own with the power. We seem like we're okay with the power, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Let me do this, just because, I don't want to end it. Okay, let me do this. Boy, thank goodness for that. The end button is in a precarious place, and it is. It's a beautiful afternoon to sit outside. The end button is in a precarious place, but fortunately, This is genius. There's a cancel button. It says ending broadcast in 5, 4, 3. So if you don't want to end the broadcast, you can press cancel. So sometimes you might hear me go, oh, yeah, because I'm freaking out because the end broadcast enunciator just came up. So could I get a signal report test? 1 2 1 2. I'm in the middle of the outdoors now. This neighborhood doesn't have the best coverage, and I don't know why. For some reason, especially if I'm down at Win-Win's, often I don't have very good coverage. It's not the Wi-Fi box's fault. It is it's the neighborhood. So just for the fun of it, I'm going to check on my other device and make sure that we're on the air and what we're doing is working. I still have to talk with Restream, and I still have to talk with Restream and Prism, but we went off the air the other day by mistake for no reason. I have no idea why, and it was bizarre. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say hi right here on Periscope and see how long it takes for that to show up, because I know I have comments working on YouTube, because I've seen them already this morning. So it looks like I don't get it. I may need to reset the API calls on Streamlabs, which is bizarre. But see, if I go to YouTube and I go hi, it should be less than 20 seconds. This is like right there. See, it's right there. So something's going on with Periscope, and I don't know what it is. But I'm also not really surprised. So I apologize for those 8 people who happen to be watching on Periscope. Apparently, we don't have comments working, and I don't get it. I'm going to do one more time, and I don't get it. The calls are there. The only one that I have problems with is Periscope. I don't get it. Periscope frequently messes up. I've had to delete. Oh, I see. 5G. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's pretty strange. On Restream, I have actually had to reset my Periscope. I had to delete it and completely re-add it on Restream just to get it to broadcast to Periscope. Now, obviously, we are broadcasting on Periscope, so the Restream IO API call is okay. So the problem is with Streamlabs. So I'm going to have to go back in and reset that, because for some reason I lost my comments. Now, if you don't want to watch on YouTube, the other alternative is DLive, and DLive has fantastic video. The only drawback is that, like Twitch, they go away after 2 weeks. So to me, I gotta tell you, as a live streamer and as a former professional broadcaster having a national talk show in the United States in the 90s, having been a record producer and working with corporeal, like records like in real stores, and also digital media, I mean, YouTube is it. YouTube is the past, present, and future, and you can live stream to it and they stay there forever. It's Periscope had so much potential, but they really messed it up when they killed Catch. They should have bought Catch. They should have implemented Catch into Periscope and allowed people to use it to make money. But, like for example, on TaiwanLive.tv, I embed from YouTube all my videos. People can go to my website and they never have to leave my website. They can watch all my live streams right there on my website. They don't have to hunt for it. They don't have to search for it. Gosh, I don't know how to find it on YouTube. I don't know how to find it on Periscope. Just go to TaiwanLive.tv. It's right up there in the corner. the point I'm trying to make is, how do you do that in Periscope? Periscope is very much a live for today, gone for tomorrow. Hey, it is MJK. Very much live for today, gone for tomorrow. And I understand that a lot of people prefer live content, but more people want to be able to watch replays. If you don't believe me, I mean, YouTube and Twitch and many other live streaming platforms are built on that. Okay, thanks Ken. You guys take care. And if you look at YouTube, I mean, there are live streams with now hundreds of thousands or millions of views, but they weren't viewed live like that. It's the same on Periscope even, but try to find them. It's very difficult. The back end is gone. Catch was fantastic. You could make playlists, you could do RSS feeds, you could have it all. I even set up on Taiwan Live TV originally, I had procured all the Taiwan videos that were available on Periscope through Catch, and I made a playlist with an RSS feed. I purchased software, I made it work. I spent a lot of money so that when people whom I followed with the playlist broadcast about Taiwan, boom, it made a post on Taiwan Live TV. And you could comment on the replay because it was a web post, it was, a blog post. Had it all set up, and then they killed it. And so talking about embeds, right? So I said, well, I was using iFrame to embed the whole Periscope broadcast on my website. You can't do that. You have to use a Twitter embed. Have you guys seen Twitter embeds? Well, first of all, there's square, so it's like going like this. It's like what would it be like? Cutting off that much of the broadcast for the embed. Number two, it looks like it was done in like 2007. It's terrible. I refuse to do it. So yes, what Dean was referring to is this. We're going to put even more icons up. This is MJK. I have been a recording artist and record producer most of my life here. I don't want to do this. I want to put this down because I don't want to interfere with that. And I took my old, that is a really vintage. This logo is super vintage. I took it and metallized it. I'll tell you about the logo in just a second. But I started my own self-produced and self-financed project in 1990. We recorded sessions at Longview Farms. That's where like all the J. Giles records were done. We worked with Jesse Henderson, famous engineer, did a lot of those sessions. And I came out with a project called MJK. I had records in Tower Records, Media Play, Strawberries, all the big chains. I had a huge international following too, especially in Montreal. It was great. This is all before the internet. At the very beginning, actually, of civilian presences on the internet. And in 1996, I had a website, mjk.com. I'm the real, actual owner of mjk.com. It got stolen from me. It's a long story. I don't care. I own mjk.asia because now I live in Asia. So if you want to know more about me and hear about what's going on, I just re-released one of my singles from 1997. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Deezer, Amazon, you name it. Just go to mjk.asia. Right there on the front page, you scroll down. You just take a look at it. You can even listen to it. If I'm not mistaken, it's embedded. The Spotify is embedded in mjk.asia. But about the icon. A friend of ours named Paul Wheeler, who's actually a really fine guitarist, he worked at a huge advertising agency in Boston. I can't think of the name of it now. This is going back. And he's the guy that did the original Cellular One icon package and their whole corporate ID thing, for Cellular One, right? The first mobile phone network in the United States. Remember, it used to be called Cellular One. He did that. That's the guy that did that. And he did this logo for me. And he's unbelievable. But he did it with a brush. He said he wanted it to look like it was done with an Asian brush, and it does. Looks really good. But you know, a scan that we did in the 90s doesn't hold up in the 20th century, and it looks really pixelated and so forth. But what I did was I metallized it, turned it into gold, and now I like it even better because it looks like it was poured. And the other thing is that my wife and I run a manufacturing consortium in Taiwan called Asian Castings, asiancastings.com. And we do castings, we do metal stuff. And so like when I see this logo, I think, wow, that's really cool. It looks like we cast it. So what's happening is I got so much stuff on the screen, I gotta watch out. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this, so we're gonna pour another one. So while I do that, why don't we take a short break, and on the other side of the break, we're gonna do another highball. So we'll be right back.
Tickets. You may step aboard. Tickets. You may step aboard. This is the final boarding call for the 451 Express. This is the final boarding call for the 451 Express. Welcome aboard. I'm your conductor, Coco. And our next and final destination will be Taiwan. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Because you're on Late Night with MJ Klein.
You better believe that's Coco. Oh yeah, who else would that be? And she wore her New York City subway uniform. She did another bumper for me that's fantastic. And she wore a Chinese dress. Look at this.
Hello, my name is Coco, also known as Val, and I live in North Carolina. Yes, I am in the Carolinas. And I just want to welcome you because you are on Late Night with MJ Klein.
Now I realize we're not on Late Night, but these friends were kind enough to make bumpers. It's fantastic. If you want to make a bumper, you can send one to me. Let me show you the contact for the show, okay? If you want to send a postcard, go to taiwanlive.tv/late-night-show. There is a menu, so you can just go to taiwanlive.tv and pull down the menu. Scroll down, you'll see mailing labels for postcards. That's a link to a downloadable PDF file. Download the file, print it out, boom, you got mailing labels. They're in English and Chinese, so you don't have to write Chinese. Or you can email me at latenight@taiwanlive.tv. You can make a bumper, you know, say whatever you want to say, as long as it's, you know, appropriate. And yeah, you know, promote your own channel, and then just say, hey, you're watching Taiwan Live TV, watching MJ Klein, whatever you want to do is cool. We love that kind of stuff. Okay, now back to the business at hand. For those of you who just joined, I've been drinking Suntory whiskey, wonderful brand of Japanese whiskey, and over the years I've bought several boxes that come packaged with different products. You know, they come packaged with different gifts. Like I've got 3 or 4 different kinds of coasters you put under the glass and tons of glasses. But one time they gave me this pitcher. Now in Asia, a lot of times we like to drink liquor out of pitchers. We don't like to pour from the bottle, we like to pour from a pitcher. And this is a Suntory, find it here. This is a Suntory highball glass, and it's hard to see, but there's actually a mark on here that you pour the whiskey to. So we're going to, and when it gets fogged over, it's hard to see because it's white. So we're going to pour the whiskey to this line. There you go. Pour the whiskey to the line. Then we're using C&C lemon. This is a lemon soda with vitamin C, and we're going to fill it the rest of the way. A nice vigorous pour to you know, mix it up, and here we go. Look at this. Beautiful. Wonderful. Nice and refreshing. Now let's see what Casper's up to.
Welcome, here from the top of Europe, and you're watching Taiwan Live with MJ Klein.
Now, not that none of those were cool, because they all are. But I really want to thank my friend Dave in Osaka, who was thinking of me when he did this. Whoops. When he did this right here.
Hi, this is David Osaka, live from Greenland, and you're watching Taiwan Live TV with MJ Klein.
That was fantastic. That was unbelievable. So I want to thank you so much. So, sorry about this junk over here, but we're trying to get the word out because x32ram.com, it's a fantastic application. If you are a professional audio engineer using the X32 or M32 console and you're playing back DAW tracks for any purpose, we recommend that you get Reaper, because Reaper is very easy to use. And if you're using any kind of a DAW now, you already know how to import tracks, and all you're using it for is a playback machine. But we use it because it supports OSC protocol. But yeah, here we go. And on the bottom, mjk.asia. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't mind adding me to your Spotify playlist. Playlists are actually good for artists. It's a way that other people get to see new material. Now, the song that I released is a remix. It's actually not a remix, it's a remaster. It's a 1997 remaster, and it was mastered by Vlado Muller, and he did it at Sony Music Labs in New York City, which is gone now, but Vlado is still doing his own thing independently. He's one of the most recognized mastering engineers in the world. And I'm also working on, ooh, there's a fly in my drink. I'm also working on a brand new tune, a series of brand new tunes, and I'm almost finished with my first actual new release in the 21st century. Yeah, you should. You should. The other thing you can do too, right, is you can put on all kinds of stuff like this. Let's see. If I take my hat off, right, and I got hat hair, I can put, like, I don't know. Let's see. I can put another hat on, right? Would that work? Let's see. Oh, trying to find my face. There you go. How's that? But everybody knows what my favorite is. My favorite is the dinosaur. That's my favorite, the dinosaur. Can't find the face when I do that. But there's all kinds of stuff on here, you know, including frames and backgrounds. Like if you wanted to make like a party atmosphere, you know, we got the karaoke mics going and stuff. You can put this kind of thing on, or some kind of frame or something like that. It's it really, I mean, well, the app is made in Korea, so what does that tell you? Now this one isn't too bad. This one is pretty cool, actually. This looks like television, which kind of works for TaiwanLive.tv. But we're gonna take these off, and these things over here. Is it these guys? Is it? No. Wait a minute. Hang on. You know, I'm still trying to learn how to use this. It's not that. No. What I do like is these guys. No. Yeah, I like these guys. These are really good. I haven't used these before, but for example, please subscribe, and please subscribe on YouTube, because that's where I need. That is where I need the subscribers. That's where I need the subscribers. And if you have subscribed on YouTube, then I want to say to everyone, thank you so much. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, that's some of the things that you can do with Prism that I really like. But put my hat on because it's bright out. Oh yeah. So I got to give Jake, who's the developer, another email, tell him about some issues. But one of the things about Prism that I don't like is that there is a bar across the bottom that obscures some of the comments and things that are going on the very bottom, because that's where all, the enhancements are, and the enhancements bar, should be hidden. You should be, because like the studio, like where I have all the media stuff, that I put on here and all the bumpers and everything, you get that by swiping. But the bar across the bottom is visible all the time, and that should be a swipe up. That's just my opinion. So. Yes. That's a good idea. Yeah, I heard Tasmania is a cool place. Of course, I've never been there, but yeah, I heard Tasmania is a cool place. And speaking of travel, one of the things that I have coming up that I want to do is I want to show you, because I just got my passport renewed, and I want to show you the coolest visa stamps that I've gotten. And most people, for example, when they go to Laos or Laos, I say Laos because that's how they say it, they just take a picture and they fill out, a form at the border, and they get a landing visa. Visa on arrival it's called, which is what we did the first time we went. I have an interesting side note about that. But I've actually gone to the Lao embassy in Khon Kaen and got an actual Lao visa 2 times in my passport, and it's really cool. It's a cool looking visa. My wife showed up at the border with a Taiwan passport, and they didn't know what to do. They looked at each other, and see, PRC is heavily vested in Lao, and Lao makes a lot of money from them. Everywhere we went, I saw Simplified Chinese, and because I don't read Simplified Chinese, I asked my wife, "What is that? Is that I see the word for power," but she said, "Yeah, China's building a power generation station here. They got all this infrastructure, all this money they're pouring into Lao." So they're another country that walks on eggshells around China, and so in order to avoid any possibility of, I guess the word is culpability, they actually stapled into my wife's passport a small book of supplementary pages that aren't part of her actual permanent passport, and put the visa in that. So at any time you could just go, oh, it doesn't exist. See, we never gave it to them. So, I mean, she said, this is really weird. And I looked at it and I said, yeah, okay, but you know why they did that? And she didn't, and I had to explain it to her. And so, anyway, the second time I went to Laos was even weirder. I'm friends with a man named Bancho Pondiji. He's Thai. And he also has Swiss and Australian citizenship. And Mr. We call him Bancho, but his English name is Ben. And Mr. Bancho is the most famous attorney in Thailand. He's so famous that when my friend Shaman, who's from India, went to Thailand to visit with me together, usually for an Indian national in those days, in 2006, an Indian national had to have a person with them to sign with them. Like if you're traveling with an American, the American will have to vouch that, be responsible for that person or something. I guess they're worried about financial responsibility. And I said, don't worry, just show them this card. And I had Mr. Bancho's business card, and they said, so, what are you coming to Thailand for? He says, well, I'm coming to meet this gentleman. And he says, and so Shaman's telling me, he breezed through immigration. He comes out and he goes, who is that guy? Because all I did was show him the card. And he said, you know this man? And Shaman said, well, no, I'm here to have an appointment with him. I'm going to meet him. I got stamp, stamp, stamp. Okay, there you go. It was easy. So he knows a lot of people in high places. So, and plus he's from northeast Thailand in the area called Isan, which means that he speaks Lao too. because all the people in the northern region speak Lao, just like a lot of people in upper New York State can speak French. So here's the thing. We go to the border, and there's a guy from Laos that meets us at the border, and we know, because what it is we took the international bus, and we get up there, and oh, wait a minute, excuse me, we did not take the international bus that time. We drove in a personal vehicle, which is even harder to do. We crossed over, and we pulled up to the immigration counter, and this guy comes out, this Lao official comes out that Mr. Banshob knows personally. It turns out he's the undersecretary to the Ministry of Transportation, and he says, "Give me your passports." I said, okay. So he takes a pile of passports, and he walks over, and I don't know what he did. Apparently he just said, "Stamp these." Because he came back, he goes, "Okay, all right, you're all set." And I'm like, what? And what it was is, it's the only border crossing that I ever went that I didn't have to personally stand in front, get my picture taken, you know, they do this, and they, "Are you who you say?" You know, yeah. That was cool. So the whole time I'm thinking, am I going to have a problem when I leave because there's no photograph? But no. But one time I was in the Bangkok airport leaving, and there was a problem because I remember even before Taiwan did this, this must have been about 2008. Thailand installed Logitech cameras on goosenecks, and and it would just, you know, point the camera at you and click. Part of your digital entry into the country, and apparently my photograph got tagged to somebody else's entry, and so apparently, it's weird because apparently a picture of a woman came up when he scanned my passport, and they couldn't find it, but I mean, they knew I wasn't a criminal. That's the main thing. I've had some pretty interesting immigration experiences. I think I may have told one or two, but China has some pretty rigorous incoming customs inspections too. And what they like to do is they like to open everything, and they like to x-ray bags and stuff. And this is incoming, not outgoing. And so back in those days, I used to carry a whiskey flask because I could. And I had a flask in my bag. Now, this is before the days when people went nuts about, you know, liquids and all that stuff, right? We're talking, this must have been about 2007. And anyway, so I take off because I wear a man bag, I take off my man bag, give it to the guy, and he opens it up, he goes, "Hey, what's this?" And I said, "Oh, it's my whiskey flask." Now, I didn't speak any Chinese at all. I didn't want him to know I understood Chinese. It's whiskey. And he says, "Does this have whiskey in it?" And I said, "I don't know, let me see it." And I just grabbed it. And I opened it up. And it was full of whiskey, and I knew it was. So I just went like this. And then I did an Anthony Quinn where I went like this, you know. And I'm drinking like this. And the guy's looking at his co-worker, and he goes like, and they're looking at me like drinking my whiskey like this. I got all done. "No, sir, it's empty." I gave it back to him, and he just went like that. It's hilarious. So there you go. I've said some things though that I'm absolutely amazed I haven't been arrested. But fortunately, I've never been arrested in my entire life. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much for joining. It's been so much fun having a highball with you. So in the next couple of broadcasts from now, we're going to get out my passports. We're going to look at some of the cool stamps and cool places, and show you what some of those stamps look like, because I'm sure, you know, many of you have never seen a stamp for Malaysian Borneo, for example. So that's pretty cool. I like that kind of stuff. So thanks so much for watching. This is a national holiday starting tomorrow. We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I'm going to be kind of busy. I don't know what I'm going to do, except I'm going to play with my daughter. It's amazing. I love playing with her. We have a Lego project that we're going to do together. It's fantastic. I love it because her imagination is just boundless. She comes up with these ideas, making bridges and zoos and buildings and stuff, and I just absolutely love it. I treasure these days because she's 7 years old, and pretty soon she's going to be too cool to play with Papa anymore, so I'm taking advantage of it while I can. So I want to thank everyone for joining. I want to thank my sponsor, iVideo.com. Please check out TaiwanLive.tv, and if you're so inclined, go to x32ram.com and mjk.asia. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. We'll see you next time on Taiwan Live TV. This is MJ Klein going to say Zaijian, and wow, what a beautiful afternoon. Bye-bye. Thank you.